very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society.
You're in violation of secure communication procedures, Commodore.
So we just went ahead and fixed the glitch.
There is no America. There is no democracy.
Our fifth objective, a new world order.
There are no Russians. There are no Mongols. There are no Russians. There are no Arabs. There are no third worlds. There is no West.
Right-wing conspiracy.
What do you call it when the assassins accuse the assassin?
A new world order.
Thank you for plugging in to the Stones Unturned podcast.
Well, just a second there, Professor. We fixed the glitch.
I'm your host, Professor Thomas Henry Horan.
He reads everything.
Hello there, you lucky devils. You better bet your bippies he reads everything. And your app is just about ready. Give me a couple of days to test live streaming, and then maybe we will test live streaming together. We will see. I don't know who the heck is going to want to pay for it, but I'm going to use it again tonight. It's helping me tremendously, as you will see. First, let's take a quick look at some news. It is, of course, alligator season. Stock up on citronella candles, hi baby bull, and stay away from the alligators. This is how you peacefully coexist with alligators. You stay away. Take advice from Mother Nature. There's nothing around this alligator. Leave it alone. Leave the alligators alone. Same with the bison. This guy wasn't even bothering the bison, okay? A truck went by and pissed off the bison, and he just looked around for somebody to blame and take it out on. All right? Stay in the house. Stay in the house with the air conditioning and the YouTube. One thing I have to test with the player is, can you set the resolution to save your bandwidth, and can you go audio only? I haven't tested that yet. Hi, Allard. Well, you know it's spring when the alligators are getting in the house and biting your arms off. Speaking of which, I've mentioned this before. Working in a liquor store is a tough job. This happened to a guy in India. This is a liquor store in India. They don't have a lot, but what they've got well organized. And if I'm not mistaken, that's a brick wall right outside this locked door. He doesn't trust the brick wall. He's got a locked steel door. Just as cool as a cucumber. He's like, come here. Come here, I'm hungry. You think you got it tough. Liquor store is a hard job. I'm not a bit surprised. Mom dies in horrific accident trying to roast marshmallows. That's enough of that. There's this story. San Francisco cuts millions to troubled housing nonprofit Home Rise. I was recently advised there was no problem with any of these lefty free stuff programs. No, listen, I want this stamped out now. They serve these. There's a great place in St. Louis called the Schlafly Tap Room. St. Louis Brewing Company. This right here. This whole thing about putting coleslaw on burgers, no. If that was coleslaw on a burger, I'm putting my foot down. They do that there. They have some great food, but they have some weird food. Their burgers are served on English muffins with coleslaw. They're stupid. The beer is great. Most of the food is great. But it's an embarrassment. We always have to do something stupid in St. Louis. There's always something stupid about what we do in St. Louis. But we do have a sandwich called a Monte Cristo, done St. Louis style, which is mwah! And we have surprisingly good German restaurants. That matters a lot. It's not Anheuser-Busch Brewing Company. It was Schaefer Anheuser Schaefer. They made lubricants. They were a rendering plant, right? St. Louis used to be where they slaughtered all the cattle and the hogs, and they made the leather and they rendered the fat. And that included industrial lubricants at one time. That was Schaefer Anheuser. It was the Busch family, Adolphus Busch, whose father owned a company that manufactured brewery equipment. So Adolphus, as a salesman for his dad's company, learned all about the business. So when he came to America, he established this brewery. He actually bought up a lot of other breweries, is what he did. The point is, what was my point? St. Louis is a French city, French colonial city, but there was a big wave of German immigrants. That's why beer was so popular in St. Louis. I'll talk about him some other time. But the reason is this documentary you must see. You must see this documentary. It is called, let me do this. The narrator is AI-generated voice, but whoever wrote this is spot on. And the point is, the link is in the description of this video. Okay. There's a series of these. This one's worth watching. The Dark History of Seagram. It could
never be
Okay, this narrator's it's an AI generated narrator. But it's this video on the history of the Seagrams. It's not the Seagrams, it's the Bronfmans. And I know you've heard of the Bronfmans. Bronfman. This is a Jewish... Samuel Bronfman's parents were from Bessarabia, a little Jewish colony on the far west of the Russian Empire. And they have this resettlement program. Okay? They have these pogroms, a few lynchings, lots and lots of people getting their homes burned down and whatnot. Especially in the Russian Pale, the Russian sphere of influence. So they come to Canada. Canada. They come to Canada. Oh, Canada. It's a part of a resettlement program. The point is, forget Al Capone. Forget, who ran New York at the time? Forget those guys. Samuel Bronfman was the beer baron of Prohibition. Samuel Bronfman controlled 90% of the bootleg liquor coming into the United States. And guess where his headquarters were? Right across the border from Minot, North Dakota. Everything you need to know about the Son of Sam is in this documentary. It pulls no punches. Now, they have other documentaries in this series that are interesting. The Dodge Brothers are interesting. That's an interesting story. Welch's Grape Juice is actually a fascinating story. It's the first company that did well by doing good. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. It's never been an intentional for-profit corporation kind of thing, necessarily. Their success is bizarre. They did spend a lot of money on advertising, but it wasn't intended to be a commercial venture whatsoever. It was a health food and a replacement for communion wine. It's a fascinating documentary. But this one, on the Bronfmans, you must watch. It's free with ads. Click the link in the description of this video. This is everything you need to know about the Son of Sam. I'm not kidding. It's that good. Let me go ahead. Tabasco Founder's an interesting story. Yeah, that's right. Hey, Toad. Before I forget, go members only in 5 minutes. Because, speaking of you-know-who Stein, oh my goodness. In the meantime, let's talk a little bit more about Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah, they may have do they have an episode in this series about that guy, Tabasco? Well, the Nexium cult is just the most recent tip of the iceberg to surface, Baby Bull. Bison burgers? You may be getting ripped off, Baby Bull. There might not be any fallow in beefalo. The bison are behind the trees. Oh, well, the bison, listen, they're like ballet dancers. Don't. And they are touchy. They are touchy. Not touchy-feely. They're prickly pears. He got behind a tree. He got chased around the trees. He wasn't bothering the bison. He and his grandson. Man, oh man. Forget the bison. Just falling. He fell, on his... Maybe that saved him. Fell on his back. I don't think he was dead. But man, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt all over for the rest of your life. Oh. You've seen videos of the bulls from the rodeos just throwing pickup trucks around for fun, right? Hi, Gary. My point really quickly about Tulsi's brother is this. We're going to come right back to this guy in the premium. So there's a picture of Tulsi right there. I was genuinely surprised at her competence and knowledge. He was okay, sort of, to the extent you can be okay. Juan Covington, son of Sam of Philadelphia. Juan Covington, Philadelphia. It's funny you should mention that, because speaking of the Bronfmans, there's another case, since you brought it up. American serial killer responsible for at least 5 shootings in Philadelphia from 1998 to 2005, 3 of which were fatal. Motivated by delusions brought on from his paranoid schizophrenia. He was convicted and given 3 life terms. So I guess insanity is no defense. I'm not defending the guy. According to family members, at one Christmas he kept gazing at the decorated tree because he thought it was moving. Maybe it had a squirrel in it. Did anybody ever stop to think? Maybe he's not quite crazy. Quiet, easily offended man. A Sig Sauer. A Swiss gun. 49-year-old Baptist pastor whom Covington was in no way related to, although this error has been falsely reported by multiple media outlets without correction. Thomas Lee Devlin. Remember that time Herbert Mullen just randomly drove up to Los Gatos and shot a French Catholic priest who had been part of the resistance against the Nazis in World War II? Had nothing to do with anything else. The alleged motive for the killing was that Devlin supposedly used witchcraft to cast evil spells on him. On who? On Covington? Despite this, Covington later attended Reverend Devlin's funeral and was reportedly very upset at his death. Well, you can be upset at someone's death. Just because you killed them doesn't mean you can't be upset at their death. Lee Harvey Oswald was very upset when he heard news that John F. Kennedy had